Okay, hello guys, welcome to another session of Nocode Africa training. Uh, it's going to be a very short class. Yeah, I think it's just going to last for maybe 30, 45, 1 hour max. Yeah, so I just wanted to teach you guys something really important as you're embarking on getting better with FlutterFlow. Yeah, so and that has to do with UI. We have been doing a whole lot of things on functionality and all of that. It's also very interesting for your application to look really slick and beautiful, right? Yeah, personally, we're still working on our startup project. That's the Talcon project, which I have spoken to you guys about. Yeah, maybe I'll just walk you guys through the progress so far, and all right, maybe you guys might just find it really cool. Okay, so yeah, Joy, Joy is always here. Joy, welcome. Hezekiah, welcome. Chineye, welcome. Bami, welcome. Blessing, Bethan, Jesujoa, Tech Nexus, Chica, welcome, guys. So it's good to have you guys here, and let me just drop it again on the other groups so that we can have a good number of people joining the session. Yeah, because I really expect that during your final project, you guys will do something like super amazing. Yeah. Meanwhile, in the very first cohort for No Code Africa, right? We allowed you guys to work on your individual projects. Yeah. So that was when we were learning how to use Adalo. Yeah. So, but this particular time, I want you guys to be able to immediately make money out of your skills, like as soon as you're done with the whole training. So this time around, we're not going to work on our individual project, but when you finally want to work on your individual project, let's say your startup project or a client project, and you have issues, you can just always reach out to me. Yeah. So, but what we are going to do as a final project, because next week is our last week for training. This is week 3. So, right, this is week 3. Right. Yeah, this is week 3. Yeah. So this is week 3, and next week being the 4th week is the last week for the training. Next week we're going to just focus on uh, learning how to use the same FlutterFlow, but now to build web applications, websites, right? So it's not so different from what you've been doing. It's just the interface. That's all. It's just the interface, the collections, everything is the same thing, just the interface. You just have to switch it. That's all. And then we'll also look at Bubble. Yeah, very little part of Bubble. I would want you guys, for this cohort, I really want you guys to focus on FlutterFlow. So a couple of you that would want to, focus on Bubble, no problems, right? So, but it's good to actually have an expertise in one territory. Okay. So back to the whole project thing I was talking about, right? So you guys will be grouped in pairs, not like more than in pairs, like I mean in groups, right? So uh, in every group there will be a UI UX designer, that's a product designer, someone who is going to design it, and then I will give you guys projects to work on, right? So and then at the end of it all, this project is going to end up being the portfolio that you can add to yourself, all right, as a group as well, and then sell it on No Code Forest, right? So yeah, like I hinted you guys the other time, No Code Forest would just be a platform where you guys can just like upload or publish your designs, like your applications, and then like the cloned version, just like I created a clone for you guys can create a complete application, a functional application, and then sell the clone, right? Sell the clone, like continually sell the clone. That means you keep retailing it and all of that, right? So and then of course part of your service will be to help your client set it up on their own account, right? So that means just creating a collection in their Firebase and connecting it, and that's it. And then if at all there's any need for connection of domain from, let's say, Namecheap, GoDaddy, and all of that, so you guys can just help the client do it at once. So Now, at the end of the group projects, you're going to have something you can sell on Nocode first, and then, of course, split the cost, like split the price of the product. I will try to provide more explanation to that and more details to all of that. Okay, so um, welcome. I think we have a good number of people now, so we can just quickly start. So today, we're going to work on, some tricks and some hacks on how you can quickly implement your user interface. Let's say you have a design on Figma, or you don't even have a design at all, but you want to build an application, right? So now I'm going to show you some basic things you can do that will make your life like way easier, right? When it comes to building with FlutterFlow. So let me present my screen, and I'm gonna present my screen right now so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is it. Let's come here to, let me go to, let me see, can I go that? I can't do that. Let's duplicate this. Okay, so I indicated that it's beginner friendly, so I will just start from the beginning, kind of. But don't worry, we won't like make it too beginner friendly. So this is FlutterFlow, and you can build applications faster than ever with FlutterFlow without having to write a single line of code. So if you don't have an account, just click here to start for free, or you click here to sign in if at all you already have an account. So I will click here to sign in, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I just wanted to show you guys what I have been working on, right? The Talcon project. So for instance, right, if at all you have a project, right, you're going to have what is it called? You're going to have like a product design, the UI UX design of your application, like what we have here for Talcon. Like it's like super complex. Yeah, because we have like three categories of users. We have clients, we have talents, and then we have like startup founders, right? So it's like super complex. There are lots of design here, like so many things created by our product designer, and then this same thing has to be interpreted on FlutterFlow, like the way it is. Okay, but this particular design now is low fidelity, right? So for some persons who might be wondering, why are there no colors? Why is it just black and white? So this is just low fidelity, and then after this it will be the high fidelity part. Okay, all right, so this is like a level higher above than both higher wireframe. Okay, so then so these are like the typical designs, and then this is like the implementation on FlutterFlow, like some of the basic screens. Okay, so and then with that I will be able to show you guys how to create some components to make things. This is FlutterFlow now, and then most of the things you saw there are also here. All right, so you see a couple of things. All right, so you try to interpret what was in the UI UX design into FlutterFlow, like try to achieve the same thing like over and over again. So this part here is authentication. Okay, and yeah, so okay, this one is another product entirely. Another product. I was taking some components from there at some point. Okay, so which is one of the hacks I want to show you guys today, right? So I think that's it so far. Okay, so what are we gonna do now? I'm going to go here. Where is it? I'm gonna create a new project. I'll just call it UI. It's for training. So UI app, something like that. Okay, so and then I'll create blank, and then we'll go ahead and then click on next. This is how to create a project in FlutterFlow, right? So I need to connect my project to Firebase before I can begin using it. So what I'm gonna do quickly right now is I'll come here and go to Firebase. All right, so okay, so this is Firebase, and Firebase is made possible by Google. Yeah, so you can just come here and add another add a project. So you're one project away from the project limit. Okay, so that'll be my last. So UI app. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and click on continue. I'll turn off the Google Analytics. I don't want to use it. Then create the project. Wait for a couple of seconds. Now, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I need to put a Firebase project ID here, right? A Firebase project ID here. Otherwise, I won't be able to connect my FlutterFlow project to Firebase. So I am done creating the project on Firebase. So I click continue. It brings me to Firebase dashboard. Then I click on the gear icon here, click on project settings, and then this is where you copy your project ID. I'll just quickly copy it here. And after that, what I'll do is I'll come back to the FlutterFlow project and then paste it. But before I click on continue, I will come back to the Firebase project, go to users and permissions, and then add a new member. Click here to add a new member. The idea is you need to add Firebase as a member to this project so that it can, walk back and forth. That means interface with FlutterFlow and work comfortably. So Firebase at flutterflow.io. This is like you're giving it permission to become an editor on your Firebase project. Okay, so it says an error code. Sometimes it will just pop things up like that. Just refresh this. Yeah. If it still shows, okay, that means really an error code. It says your cloud only this until you update your security rules. Okay. I have some security problems here. Okay, so I think I will just switch to this. Okay, so the thing is this, right? For all the applications that you've been creating and you've been using the test method all the time, the validity for test period, right? It's just 30 days, right? So after 30 days, they will turn off your application. I mean, Firebase. Now, that's not to scare you. I think on Friday, I will show you guys how to actually do some security rules so that when it's time, like when they send you an email and tell you have to update your security rules, right? You will know what to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and create the project here because I won't have issues here in this one. Okay, so I click on that, turn off this, create project. Wait for a couple of seconds. Now I am ignoring the other one. All right, so please don't be confused. I'm gonna take off this. All right. Okay, so I have already explained this process, so let's just do it all over again. I think in this same tutorial, I will just also show you guys how to create a phone sign-in in your application, right? Yeah, so I'll just do that basically. And okay, so I'll click here, come to product settings, and before copying, I'll just add it first. It's not like you have to do this before you copy it, just have to add it at once, just to be sure that I don't have any issues on this side. Okay, then go to roles, go to editors, and done. Add member. Okay, all right, so that has been added. I'll come here and copy the project ID, and where is it? Nope, this is it. Remove the other one and paste this one. And I'll click on connect just to connect my application to Firebase, right? So it says you're connected, like this green here shows it has been connected. So FlutterFlow has access to this Firebase project. Then we need to go ahead and do let's turn on these buttons to enable verification because we're going to create some form of basic sign-in. I might be fast when I'm doing that. Then click on auto generate config files, then click on generate files. Okay, so this is just for us to create a project and then we start using it, right? So I like doing this from scratch just so that anybody that is here that is just very new can also benefit from it. Okay, so let's see what we can do. So we have this working. Then the entry page, we can go ahead and click on this to put an entry page. I like using this particular login page. So I want us to use this and then just call it login. So we're not going to design the login and all of that, right? But we can still do it. I will show you. The idea is just to show you some hacks, how to create components mostly, right? How to even copy components from existing templates, right? And then use it in your project in different places. Okay, so I will just use this ones as basic stuff. Then let's get a home. Let's I don't know which one should I use. I'll just create blank for this. Let's call this home, right? So I'll use blank for home and that's it. Then I'll click on start building. Okay, so I have this. There'll be a couple of errors. You can see here there are some issues here, 6 issues. Basically, they are caused by this social login. So I'll click on it and delete it. Delete this. I'll leave the forgot password there. Well, we won't use it, but I will use it for something else. Then this one I will take it off. Then this I will put one here. The max line has to be at least minimum 1. And then here max line has to be minimum 1. Okay, so we have this and we have fixed it. It works. So here I can just delete this, click this and take it off. Then come to the widget tree and then click on the add a child to this widget and add a text there. So I just want to call it UI app. Okay, so all right, let's go ahead and then see what we can do. I want to change the color of the text to white and then change the font size to 36 and maybe the font weight to black, being very bold. Okay, so this is okay UI app. I'm always very good at naming these applications. Okay, so we have this now, and before I set up this authentication and all of that, let's go into what I really wanted to show you guys before we come to this part. Now, you know so well that you can come to you can click here. If you click here to add a new page, you can go through each of these places to find things, basic templates. These ones that have this star on it, it shows that it's a premium template. That means when you're a premium subscriber, a premium user of FlutterFlow, you'll be able to have access to these. All right. And then we have the content part. So there are lots of things here. Now, before now, we were always like getting, what is it called? Using the entire templates. All right. So I want to show you how you can take components from each of the templates and then like things from widgets from each of the templates and convert them into components you can use, right? Or save them as templates within your project and use it, right? So, and then delete the theme, of course. So that's the basic stuff, because in most applications you might need something like this battery status scenario, you might need this power button, although those ones are very basic stuff. So you might just need the start date and end date thing, the calendar scenario. You might just need some things that are here. So instead of you going to go and customize the theme itself, right, you can just add it to your project, then go click the widget that you want to use, then save it as a component or save it as a template, and then later on you use it for different places repeatedly, right? So let's say we want to build let me look for something right now, something we could like quickly use. We will just use things in bits, small components. Let me see what we could pick. Okay, so I think we could pick something like that, but let's start with something else that we can use repeatedly. Okay, so let's say you have a project that requires you to have a similar design like what is inside here. So I'll click here to use the theme and I will just call it testing, right? So testing 1, because I'll have testing 2 and the rest. So testing 1. So this is it now. This is the project, like the theme, right? We don't want to use this theme. We just want to check out a particular part in this theme and then use it, right? So there is a line here. It's called a divider, right? And then there's this big container here, so you can click and check the widget tree to see it. So everything that is inside this thing is inside this container. So if I click on it, you see it drops down, right? So everything from here down here All right, is inside this container. Now let's say you want to use this card, you want to use it the way it is somewhere else. Let's say for instance this is your home, right? And your home is empty, and you have here page title. So let's just call this, let's rename it to welcome home, something like that. Okay, so we want to put it here, right? So let's say we had a design and we needed to put something like like this card, this container in our home screen, right? So what do you do? How do you get this out? Do you have to, there's no need to go ahead and start redesigning this thing, because you're working on time, right? So this is even something that will help the guys that will be participating in the FlutterFlow project on Saturday, right? So because you will be designing in real time, and then you of course submit the task in real time. So now you can just come here. Let's say you scan through the theme and then get something that looks like what you want. Then click on the container. Look at the container we clicked on. All you just need to do is right click, right? Now, yeah, you can convert to components. You can also save as templates. I prefer to save as template. You can do either of it. I can save as a template and then I use it everywhere. You can also convert to component. Now let me show you something. If you click on add a child to this widget, let's say you want to add something to it. There are like 3 different places here. You have here, this is normal widgets. And then here, this one is called the components. Components are reusable elements. Create a component from a block of widgets and use it anywhere in your project. Updating a component updates every place where it is used. Then here is template. Templates are reusable elements that make developing apps faster. You can use templates provided by FlutterFlow or create your own. Templates are shared across your project. All of that. So since we're getting it from the FlutterFlow market, for instance, right? So we would just turn them into templates within our project. Okay, so now with this particular place now, so you click on the container, locate it on the tree to be sure that okay, this is what you want. Then right click on it and say save as template. That's the idea. So you click to save as template, and then you can call it what you want. I can call this card. I can call it card, and then I can save it. All right, and that's it. So I've saved that particular template, and I can always go to use it. Where can I find it? Right, so let me see. So where is that? View all pages, UI builder, R components. This is where you're supposed to find the components if you create one. And then there's actually something really cool about components, right? So the cool thing about components is that you can create stuffs we know as pop-ups with components. But if you want to, like for what we have just saved, let's say you want to use it here in home. Okay, so because I think a button has just missed and I can't find it again right now. I will look at it. So let's say you want to use what we have just saved. You can just come here to your real project. That's the home screen now. It's empty. Then you click on add a column, like add a child to this widget. Then come here, and then you will look for the components that you have saved. So this is it. Now you will see that there are lots of things I have saved here. This is from my previous project. So the thing is this, the things that you have saved before, they will also appear here because it is attached to your FlutterFlow entire account, not like just this project, right? So what I saved recently was this card, right? So if you click here, you will have the card will appear here. So you can now customize it and do anything you want to do. So you don't need to create the card from scratch, right? So this is for people who, let's say, they don't have a design and they just they know what they want to use or what they want to use in their project, right? But they can't really create it. You can go ahead and then just scan through the the themes here, all the different templates available, then find what you want and then use it. So let's say, for example, I want to get something else. Let me look for something else. And maybe you've been trying to create a carousel, right? Like a rolling carousel. And I think I've seen a carousel before. I think it should be in contents. One of these templates actually has a carousel. I think I've seen something like that before. Okay, so let me scroll down. I think it should be like towards the end of this content part. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and then look for it. Okay, this is it. So this is a template. It has a carousel. There's a carousel inside it. So I'll just click on it, use template, then I'll just call it testing one. I'm just calling it this name because I basically just want to, oh, sorry, not testing one, testing two. I want to just salvage some components out of it. Okay, so now this is a carousel. If I go ahead and then preview the app, you see that it's a carousel. It can move from left to right, like you can just roll it across your screen. So this is it. So it's a carousel. You see, it moves, of course. And for people that have been trying to learn how to build carousels, so carousel is just a card, but it has to not like a card, a container. I like calling it card sometimes. So a container, right? But a container that's inside list view that is set to follow through from the horizontal part. That's just it. At the beginning point, at some point, I had issues creating a carousel myself, but I figured that out. So let's say you just want to use this. For me, I am a big fan of not inventing the wheel. As far as you can get components and reuse them, fine and easy for you. Okay, so so I want to get this. All I just need to do is go to the list view. This is the list view. All right, so what I was trying to tell you guys is this container is it's inside a row. Like everything that is inside here is inside a row. All right, and then it's inside a list view that has the axis property being horizontal. That's why you can roll it like that. So if you change it to vertical, it will be like from top to bottom, right? That's like it. Okay, so now what do we do? So I've clicked on the list view, so I'll just go ahead and then right click on it, right click on it, then I'll save it as template. So save as template. I can call this carousel, right? And just call it carousel. Okay, so now that I've saved it, let's say I want to have this carousel in my home page. I can just click on this, click on add a child to this widget, click on templates, and then look for my carousel, and then that's it. Now, if you observe, it stretches, right? It stretches. The reason is because this list view actually has like it's meant to stretch and follow the size of the screen or the size of the container. So we can go ahead and then restrict that by you can alter some things here if you want. So like now this is a container, right? No, that's not what we want. Let's see. Okay, so hold on a minute. Let's go to testing here. Let me see. I thought there was a row on that. There was no row. Okay, there's a container, then inside the container is a column. It has a lot of things inside it. Okay, no row. So what you could just simply do here is you could just to make it work, I think you can here you can fix anything. You can't like change the height or the width. So what you could do is for the individual containers themselves. So here it's already fixed here, but it says 100. I think what you could just do is if you have other components below this, all right, let's say we wanted to like put it above this other object. Let me close this and close this as well. Let's say push this down. Oh, it's still doing the same thing. Let me pull it back. See, how can you fix this? Let me see. So well, actually, might have circular shape. The height is here fixed 100, but we still have like this overflow scenario. Okay, so I think what you could just simply do here is maybe put the whole list view inside another container itself. All right, and then fix the height, but I really don't want to pay attention to that. Okay, so let me just show you again, like a recap. So let's say you want to like get components. You want to get components from here. what I did was you just go ahead and then click on add a new page. And then from there, you can go ahead and then find any component that you want, any component at all. So, and then go ahead and then let's say use the template, give it a name, then go and copy it. For instance, there's another thing here, like this confirm code thing, right? So let's say you want the confirm code stuff, you want to use it somewhere. You can just say this can be testing. Why is my screen suddenly dark? Testing 3. Okay, so testing 3, and then let's say you just want to use this pin code thing, right? Just this pin code stuff. Maybe you don't know how to do it. All right, so you can just go ahead and then right click here and then save it as a template. Like you can just go ahead and save it. I'm not going to save it. So save it as a template, and then from there come to home or where you want to put it, and then click on the screen itself, and then go ahead and then try to add a child to widgets, then come here and then locate the name of the component, and that's it. Okay, so the next thing I would like to show you here is, let me take this guy off. Okay, take that off. Now, the next thing I would like to show you here is on components, right? So I don't think we've not actually used a pop-up before, like some sort of scenario where you click on something and then it pops up on the screen. We've not used it before. So let me show you guys how to go ahead and do something like that. So what you could do is you can come here. You know, we have this particular part is for both. What is this? This is pages, this is components. So this one shows both pages and components. So here is just the pages if you want to just show pages, and here is just the components. So if you click on components, we have no components right now. What we did before were all templates, right? So you can go ahead and then click here to add a new component. So when you click here, it will take you to another environment where you can see like already existing components. And then these components now, this is like where you can go ahead and then click to pick things. Now let's look for something familiar and pick and use. I will also show you how to create from scratch. Of course, if you want to create from scratch, you just click here to let's just do something from scratch. Let's call it pop-up. All right, so pop-up. Right, so this is it. It just gives you something small like this, and then of course you can edit it the same way you edit your normal screens, but the window comes this small. You can click and drag it and adjust it if you want. Okay, so yeah, you can go ahead and like click to adjust it and drag it as you want, right? And then you can edit it. So here, for you to add stuff inside it, of course you should start with, let's say maybe a column, right? Maybe a column. And then you can go ahead and then make your put stubs inside your column. Let's say you want to put a row. What I would like to put first is a container. So container, then you can actually click and drag containers actually, but I don't really advise you, but you can just click and drag a little bit like this. Okay, so then I can also drag it. Okay, and okay, then you can give it a color. This is like trying to create it from scratch. You can give it a color and then add different things. Just the same way you create add stubs inside it. Oh, nope. This is the column, this is a container. So click on this and then add a text. I just want to add a simple text that says, yeah, welcome no coders. Okay, so but if you know me too well, I like putting these things inside a row, so I'm gonna wrap it inside a row. Okay, so it gives me something like this. Then I can click on the row itself and then center it. Then I have this. Then I can go ahead and then make this 40. Oh, that's so big. Let's say 30. And then make it extra bold and change the color to white. Okay, something like this. So let's say you've created something like this. I'm still going to show you how to get the other components from the available templates. So let's say you create something like this. You can actually add it to your screen, like your regular screen. So let's say we come to home, yeah, and then here in the column, let's just put a button that says greet me. So let's go ahead and add a button here. The button will say greet me. Okay, so then I add something here, 60, just add a padding above, and then give the button a width 360. Okay, so now I want a situation whereby when the user clicks on this button, the pop-up will come up, and of course there'll be a display. All right, so how do you use that component that we just created here? Now you can go ahead and then use it by clicking on this and clicking on add an action. All right, so you click on add an action, and then you search for bottom sheets. Okay, so it's actually called bottom sheets. So bottom sheets, and then you click on show, then you come to display components, then you see pop-up. That's it. Now you can I think one of the things you could just do is, what else? You can give a background color on it. If you want it to be transparent, you can make it transparent. If you want it to be anything you want, you can just do it. So this is it. So let's go ahead and then just try it and see how it works. So that's it. Now this is the application. You can just go ahead and click on this. So you see here, it pops up like this, right? It pops up like this. Now there's something you can do, right, to not allow it to overflow like this. If you want it to have a limited height, because now it's having the height of the full screen, right? So what you could just do is come to this same place. Let's go to the pop-up and click on it and check the size of the container. Let's say the size of this container. The height. So let's just make it 300. So we can just use that one. So it's 300. Okay, so come here to the pages side and then click on, let's go to home, and we click on this, and then we have this. So you can go ahead and fix the height, right? So you can fix the height. This is the height that you want to show, like the height of the pop-up that you want to show. So you do this, then you go ahead and then preview again, and you'll get something way better. It's not going to show the full thing again. It's just pop up as tall as it can get. So you just see here, welcome Nocode. It doesn't flow all through the screen. All right, so that's like the idea. I think I created something similar. Can't remember where, but let's see. Okay, so I think I did create something similar here. Let's see. So here you can just tap on this, and then it pops up this. So you see here, the user can type anything they want to type. Like, so then we can click out and it closes. So, all right, so that's it. And what else? Let's go back to the component side. The class is going to be short, like I told you guys. So after this, I will show you how to do phone signing, and that's it. So what I want to show you now before we do the phone signing part is you can go ahead and then click on here to check for new components. All right, check for new components, and then you can pick anything that you want. Like, just come here and pick anything that you want. And where is it? Let's say I want to use something like this. Okay, so I can just click to use it and say profile, maybe profile. This is an existing component, right? This is an existing component. We can try to preview it to see how it behaves. Okay, so, well, that's not okay. You can't view these alone. Actually, you have to view it with something else. So it can allow you to view only just this. Okay, so I have these as my components now, and I can use it anywhere in the project. I can go ahead and then come to my pages, and then let's say click on where can we use this? We can still use it here. We can create another button. Create another button. Let's say duplicate it, and say profile. Okay, so profile, then we can just maybe change the color of this to maybe red. Okay, so then click on this, add an action to it, and this was, I can delete this other one. I copied the button, so that's why we have all of this. I'll click on add action and type button sheets. Okay, so button sheets, and then go to show, then click on this and go to profile, right? So then here, I don't know the height of that thing, so I will go for maybe 500. Okay, I don't want it to like cover the entire screen. Then I can go ahead and preview it, and then this one doesn't take a long time, so you click the preview, so it shows up here, right? Yeah, this is how it shows. It's just perfect. Okay, so guys, that's basically it. And then I think the next thing I would want to show you here is where is it? And then I'm also going to encourage you to explore this dashboard as much as you can. Try and test things on your own, and then just see what you can figure out. So outside here, right, you see there's something called here marketplace. And according to FlutterFlow, this is the beta version of the marketplace, right? So this is where you can actually get to see projects, like ready-made projects that can have components that you can copy, right? So you can go ahead and then attach this project to your own project. All right, you can use this as a template to begin working on your store. These are templates that are made available by different people, not necessarily just FlutterFlow, right? So you can pick ready-made projects here, and sometimes you see here that it's available for Android, iOS, and then web. Okay, so some of them is just maybe Android and iOS, not like all things. So you can just look for anything you want. You can search the marketplace, right? And then you can discover anything you want. Let me see if we can explore one thing here. All right, maybe this calendar scenario. So you can click on it, and then you can read about the project. So this is a calendar responsive layout, supports overlapping, adjustable y-axis scale, everything, right? And then so you can view live and see how it works, like watch the real demo. Okay, and we're just gonna wait for some seconds, just like when we're running our own personal product, then it will show. Okay, so this is it. These are ready-made applications, so you can pick dates. I don't really know how this guy works, but it's like a calendar thing. I don't really know how it works, but that's it. So you can go ahead and then maybe clone the project. Of course, you know how to clone. Just click on it and it's added to your own personal project, and then you can use it. All right, so you can come to the marketplace, look for application that is similar to what you want to build. It's always not necessary to reinvent the wheel, right? As startup founders, as entrepreneurs, it's always better that you can just come on the platform like this and then find something to use and try to use it and make it unique. Really, it saves you time, it saves you energy, and it makes life like way easier for you. Okay, so that's it. And then for the last thing that we're going to do today, let's go ahead and let me go back to the dashboard and then click back into this UI app. I needed to show you I don't know if time is going to permit us now because I didn't want to spend time on it. I think we could close with that. Let me see whether we can have like a couple of questions to discourse. I will stop sharing now. Okay, so I wanted to just check whether we have some questions. Bethan, the text video law, what is it? I'm trying to check the questions now. Check your settings property, right? Okay. Yes, Peter, yes, it's gonna help for complex e-commerce websites. Yes. Yeah, so if you want to build anything, just go around picking components and use, for real. It doesn't make you lazy. Go around and pick components, build your store. For me as an entrepreneur, right? I believe that your main job as an entrepreneur is actually to sell, right? Sell your stuff. So if you can build an MVP and it works, of course you have to make it beautiful, right? So, but now how to make it beautiful is not entirely dependent on you doing it all by yourself. You can pick up stuffs that people have already worked on, right? Available. As far as you know how to reuse it, rework on it, change the color, manipulate certain things, change the actions, then you're good to go. And of course, you guys already know how to do most of those things, right? So let me check if we have another question. Can we create a splash screen? Okay, yes. Okay, so for the splash screen side, let's see how let me show you guys that. Or well, okay, yeah, so I can show you that, and then maybe I can quickly do a rundown on the whole phone sign-in thing. It's really not that difficult. It's quite simple. Okay, so splash screen. Okay, so splash screen. Now the splash screen is not like it's not like how do I put it? It's not like something you create inside here. What you could do is on the settings pad, there's a place you can create your splash screen, but it's actually for premium users, right? So if you come here to where is it? I think it's the theme. No. Nav bar and app bar. I think it's this or this. Okay, yeah, so it is basically in the app assets, okay? So this is it. You can add your initial splash and launcher icon sets. And this is it. You can click here to add your splash screen. I don't know. Do I have anything? Maybe I can add this thing like this. So you can click to do this. Okay, I think they're now making it available for regular users. Okay, so this is it. So that's how to add your splash screen. Like I don't know, I don't have a splash screen. So your splash screen should have been something that you had already designed, let's say on Figma. Then you have to use the exact size of the screen you're designing for. So for instance, for the product that we have been working on, we have been using iPhone 13, right? So I clicked on this, you see here iPhone 13. There are different design views that you can use here, different ones, right? You even have portraits, right? You even have portraits. So but we've been using, sorry, that was landscape. This is landscape. So we've been using iPhone 13. So you have to make sure that you're using the exact same dimension as what you're using in your application. So for instance, this is 390 pixel by 844 pixel, okay? And so that's how to get it done. So you just click upload it, and then that's it. Then your launcher icon, you can also upload this as if you have a logo, right? And this your launcher icon is what is going to appear when your users install your application on their mobile phone, right? That particular thing you see when you're looking at the list of the applications in your phone, that's like your launcher icon. So you see it there. Okay, so since we didn't have any other question, what I could quickly do right now is take you through that. I wouldn't want to create a separate video for it, so let me just show you guys quickly now. So I'll click on this and I'll just quickly do a quick setup. So here, button. So I'll click here, phone, say phone sign in question, right? Like that. And then I think that's it. Okay, we've not done some basic setups here. We will. We don't need to do creating any collection and anything. We're fine. We just need to go back here and then turn on authentication. So click here, turn on authentication for our application. Yeah, so just turn on authentication, turn on Firestore, then turn on storage. And then from there, we can go ahead and do it. So I'll click for email password. Let me just put this. Okay, then click to add another provider. So this is going to be the phone now. So click here to add the phone and then enable it. And it tells you a couple of things here, but I think this was for the olden part of it. FlutterFlow has already done a lot of setups here. We will need to add a phone number here. We need to add a phone number here to get it done, right? So need to add a phone number here. And okay, so yeah, and then save it. Okay, yeah. So to prevent abuse, new projects currently have and blah blah blah. So that's just them telling you that you can only test for only 50 times in a day. Okay, then after that, let's go to Firestore database and turn it on. Then turn on storage. Now for that part where okay, I will show you guys something. For that part where you were asked to add a test phone number, right? Yes, that's where you're supposed to add a phone number. I'm not gonna add my phone number. Okay, so now, but I'll just explain it so you can practice in your like do it on your own. So on the authentication part here, right? Right. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Sign in method. So here on the phone number, you can just click to edit it. Then you're supposed to add a phone number here. It is said to be optional, but while you're testing it, you need to add a real phone number and then add it with the country code, maybe +234. Add your phone number, right? So okay, I think I can add this so we can try it. I think so. Then add a verification code, something like that, and then just click on add. Wait for a couple of seconds. It adds it, right? So the next thing you just need to do is let's complete what we were doing before. Add the storage, like turn on the storage. Okay, so turn on the storage. All right. Okay, now when we're done turning on the storage, the next thing we just need to do is we'll go back and complete the setup our in FlutterFlow. But I think there's some screens that we need to have. We need to have a screen for, well, this is gonna take a couple of time more. We need to have a screen for collecting the phone number, and then another screen for the code, right? So let's go ahead and add it quickly. Let's say, I think we have some templates we can use here, right? So yeah, I'll use here. I'll say phone sign in. Okay, so this is where you enter the phone number, and then we need another page to do the checking of the code. So this is it to confirm. So let's say let's call it OTP, and then name must be OTP code. That's tautology, but it's okay. So then like this, but I'm not going to use the pin code scenario. We're just going to use a text field. So I'll click here to add a text field. The text field, where is it? Add a text field, then do some adjustment. 16. I'm just adding paddings around it. Then I'll go down to change the input decoration type to outline. Then I have to add give the border a color. Let's say this, and just to make it nice, give the border a radius. Okay, so this is it. I can just say enter code here. Okay, so the idea is the user is going to go ahead and then let's come here to the login side, click on this on the phone sign in, and let's go ahead and then make some directions. So we have some errors here we have to check. So add an action to this. The action is to just navigate to a particular page, which is phone. That's the phone sign in page. And then we will go to the phone sign in page. This is a phone sign in page. Click on this. I think there are some things I need to remove here. So let me delete it and let's set it up all over again. So I deleted that. I think we should have no errors anymore. So now you go ahead and then type the valid phone number here, right? And then let's see, the field is called phone number. So click on this sign in, then click on add action, and go to our Firebase authentication, and then click on phone sign in. Then the phone number, where is the phone number coming from? So you click here to go to widget state, phone number, right? Then for the verify SMS code page, that's which page are we getting the number from? So you click on here and say OTP code. That's the other screen. So you don't need to go and add an action and say redirect to that place. You just add it here like this. And then we're almost done. The next thing we just need to do is we need to go to the OTP code page, right? Come here. And then click here to see what it is. It says text field, no problem. And then click on confirm. And then here, it says here, phone SMS code verification page needs to verify SMS code. So we will click on this, and for us to verify, we'll click here on add action, and then we will go to Firebase authentication, and then we'll say verify SMS code. So as simple as that. And then it says the SMS code. That's where is the SMS code now in this page that we're trying to verify. So we go to widget, and we click on this, and then we're done. Okay, so now the next thing you just need to do is click on open, add an extra action, which is navigate to home, right? That's all. So now we have, let's see what is in home. Home is just this scenario. Okay, so with that, our application is ready to use. Don't forget, we give a password here. We used where is it? So we give a password here. I think we use 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? Yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we'll just come here, and then let's run our application. Let's go ahead and then run it. First of all, I think that's it. So we'll just run this and then test it, and then that will be the end of the class. Okay, and then while we're waiting for this, we're going to have labs again in the evening, and that will be by 7 p.m. GMT plus 1, right? So the lab will just be for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So if you have any issues, we can try to sort it out together during the labs and see how we can help out. Okay, that's it. So we'll just wait for a couple of seconds, and then try to see how the application runs. Okay, so what else? I think that will be the end of the class, really. So we'll just wait until the application finishes, and then we can check it out and try to test the phone sign-in scenario. But while that is running, I think what I could just simply do is refresh your memory on how to create the login functionality. So we have a blank email verification authentication scenario. So you just come here to sign up, and click on create account, go to actions. This is already set up for us, right? Yeah, some basic things are already working here. So authentication, create account, the authentication provider is the email, and then this. Then let's see for sign in. Does that work for sign in too? It does. So authentication, login, and then email address and password. So I think that's it. So yeah, that simply means we can create an account and actually sign in with it. So I think that's it. So I think we have a couple of seconds before this is ready. Then we check it out, and then the class ends. Okay, so I think on Friday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys on a class. The class is going to be about setting up the security rules for your Firebase project. Really, it's not like a very complex security rules, because network and security is quite complex. So it's just like the basic security rules, at least the basic level that that Firebase expects of you as a developer to set up, while they help you with the remaining processes, right? So because normally if someone wants to hack your account or something, the person just has to do something called SQL injection, maybe put some malicious codes on the text field here, because it has a way of being able to communicate with the the database. If you observe, the only thing that really communicates or put something in your database is basically the text field. Any place that is open, either the text field for searching, text field for adding of different things, right? So they can just add an extension there, and then before you know, they can get details, right? So that's for dark, for black hats, hackers, and all of that. So, all right, so we have our app running. Let's just go ahead and test it and then end the class. Meanwhile, well done for staying focused and consistent. It's gradually going to pay off, right? Yeah. So this is one of the skills that you can actually. Okay, you saw that beautiful splash screen. Yeah. Okay, so we don't really want to do this other one, like the regular signing. We just want to do phone signing. So I will put a phone number. So say 234-80. And then I'll say sign in with phone number. It will try to use it to do some capture, like Google capture. Like it has done it, but it jumped the stage. And then I need to just put the code. Normally in your run mode, you're supposed to receive the code in your phone, right? When you're doing your real run mode, but when you're still doing in test mode, it will not send to your phone. Okay. So because these are stuff that you're supposed to pay for. All right. So then after that, you click on confirm, and then and voila, we are in. So that's basically how to achieve your phone signing. If you actually search within YouTube, you might actually find it very difficult to even find a tutorial that was that simple, right? So other people try to make it like super complex and another thing, but that's how simple it can get. So click on this, and all right. So guys, that's the end of the class, and I hope you've been able to learn a couple of things. The class didn't like last very long. If you guys have like a question, you can ask me right now. And if you have the time and patience, we can still do a mini lab, possibly. Okay, so let me see the questions. So, how can we avoid using it? Sir, how can we avoid a user entering alphabets when we need just number? More like, okay, this is simple. All right, so let me quickly present. For us to do that question that was asked, right? So let's say you want to, yeah, I think I understand where he's coming from. So for the phone signing, right? You want them to just type in only, because let's come here. Let's try to preview just that page so that it to be fast for us to see. So let's say you want to just here now, and I can type GH everything, right? I can type 1, 2, and all of that, right? Good. So you want your users to just type only numbers if you want them to just type numbers. So every text field has a property below, like way below. All right. So let me show you where it is. It's called the keyboard type. All right. So let's bring in a keyboard. So basically, when you want to type your keyboard, you can either type the text, right, or you type numbers, right? So it's called a keyboard type, or characters, right? So for the keyboard type part, you can just click here and then choose what you want, right? So either it's a text, multi-line, or number, right? So that's it. So but for the phone here, I think it was already on phone, so it could accept anything, right? So so here, let's try number alone, like the keyboard type, number alone, and see if it's going to work that way. So let's try to preview it and see if it only allows only for numbers. I think that's actually how to do that thing. Oh, it's still accepting alphabets. Okay, so that's actually how to fix it normally, but now it doesn't seem to work. Okay, so I think what I'll just do is I'll try to make a research on that. I haven't worked on that before, but I thought that's the way you could fix that. Just like change the number type, but it's not working. Number plus or minus decimal, multi-line text. Okay, that doesn't seem to work. I will make a research and try to capture it in the next class, maybe during the lab. Okay. All right. So, what other question do we have? Okay. For this question, right? So, for this question, right? I said next week will be the last week for training. So, next week will be the last week for training. Yeah. So the program lasts for 6 weeks, right? But the last 2 weeks is actually for you to do your project. Yeah, so we want you to do like a very impressive project, something really good. So we're giving you like 2 weeks, 2 full weeks to work on your project, right? So what basically happens is that we will teach for 4 weeks, right? And then during the last 2 weeks, right, we will have labs, we will have laboratories where, let's say you have issues, you're like, okay, I've been trying to implement these on the project, or we have been trying to implement these for our project, and then we're faced with this particular issue, and we need help. I will jump in and help you guys, right? That's like the scenario. But to teach like real teaching and all of that, we won't be doing it in the 5th and 6th week. Okay. So, Chine, I hope I have answered your question. So, okay. So Divad, I couldn't fix this particular thing for you. I will make a research and see how this can be done. Okay. Okay. Jay is saying you should be doing your design schema. Uh, well, that's possible. I haven't tried that, but I think I'll check that out too. So, where is it? Okay, so how do you set up the app to remember user email address? So when the user opens the app, it only requests for password. No, usually something like that is it's what your browser, let's say it's running on a browser, that's what your browser does for you. You can save it and then you can click to do whatever. But for something like, if you want to like request for password, you have to definitely put the email address. You should be able to remember your email address, so you have to put the email address. I don't know if there's a feature that can remember the characters that you had already put before and then help you. I don't know if there's something like that, but I think for forget password scenario, you just have to put the email address you use in registering. Okay. So or just like what Jay is saying, conditional action. Not really sure if that's gonna be that's gonna work. We can try that during the labs. So City Woman, if you can attend the labs, we can like really try it and see. I'll make a research before then too. So that's like two things. Okay, so for the Saturday program, it's a competition, right? It's a competition, just something to give us some form of adrenaline rush, right? So we will be. I'm going to give you guys a project, a simple project. It could be a login application, right? An application that can allow your user to be able to log in, create an account, log in, recover their forgotten password, and maybe set up their profile. It can be something that simple, or it can just be a simple to-do list. All right. And I think one of the things I'm going to do is that I'll provide you guys with a UI, like something really basic, right? I'll just find a UI somewhere and then provide you guys with it. So the idea is who does it faster and who completes it. That means all the functionalities really happens, right? And I think that's it. So I will give a projected time frame for it. The competition will just be for 1 hour, right? Because the project will be that simple. Everyone is expected to participate, okay? Whether your hands are strong or your hands are not strong yet. So you should just participate. It's gonna give you that adrenaline rush that you're a part of something big, and then you're doing fine. You don't have to be like a superstar yet before you participate. Okay. So yes, security part is really important. In fact, the security side is actually way complex. I will just be showing you guys the small part of it, and then I will refer you to the documentation for Firebase. You can go and read it and then learn how to really, really secure your application, right? Yes, I'll just tell you the basics and you can improve your knowledge from there. Okay, so the time for the event on Saturday is the same time we do our program. So we're looking at 2 p.m. Yeah, GMT plus one. So it lasts for 1 hour. So we should be done by 3, right? So that's like it. No, there'll be no Saturday class, just the competition. The FlutterFlow competition alone. We won't have a class on Saturday. Okay, so how can we customize custom codes in FlutterFlow Marketplace? There's one phone number with country code template I was trying to add. Okay, now this is a complex part. You're going to need to use a custom function. Yeah, so I don't know. These what I could advise you to do is send me a message on Instagram, right? So let me drop my Instagram. Okay, so send me a message on Instagram, then we can like discuss on that. Yeah. Yeah, so we can discuss on that. It's a bit complex, but yeah, it's possible, but you can only achieve it with custom functions. There's no other way to do it. You can only achieve it with custom functions. I have to like write some few lines of code that you will use in your application. Then it's to carry the different countries and different country codes and all of that. That's just it. There's no other way around it. Yeah. Yes, you can combine alphanumeric symbols together. Yes, like that's basically what we saw when we were trying to like type in those stuff. So when we were typing, it allowed us to type both the alphabets, the numbers, and of course if we tried characters, we would also be able to do that. Okay, so that was for STEM tech. Okay, so okay, so divide is saying I think it will restrict perfectly on phone, but the backend would handle the web view. Okay, yeah, I think so too. Oh, okay. Jay, I think I now understand. You're saying that what the person was referring to is like a checkbox for remember me. Um, okay. I think we can also try that in the lab, really. I think we can try that in the lab as well. How many persons can work together and can one choose the person? Okay, so I think we can just pair everybody in groups of 5. Yeah. 5 or 6, right? So we can have like 5 people. Can have 5 people in a group. One person should be a product designer. Then the rest can just be responsible for, like everybody will work on the mobile application. You collaborate everyone, right? But there should be one product designer that can just build the UI so that you can have something presentable to design with. I don't want you to, of course, you can still pick things from pick components and design what you have in your existing UI, right? So yeah, that's like the idea. So it should be 4 p.m. Okay, some persons are saying it should be 2 p.m. Some persons should be 4 p.m. So what we will do is I will drop a poll on the group and then we will make a decision. Like we'll say either 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. Right? Anyone works for me, but 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. we will check out, and I think we'll say 2 p.m., 4 p.m., and 8 p.m. Anyone that works out, I'm fine with it. Okay, so evening would be great. Okay, exactly. That's why I said I will create a poll. It will be 2 p.m., 4 p.m., and 8 and 6 p.m. Okay, so anyone that has the highest votes will fly. Okay, so exactly, Chineye, that's just what I that's just what I said. It's not gonna favor just one person. We will do a vote. Yeah. So the people that want to participate will choose the time that they want the event to happen. So the people with the highest vote on the poll will win. Don't worry, there'll be no rigging. The price for the competition. Okay, so basically what we're giving, like we said at first, is going to be data, 20 gig. Yeah, so that's it. And there are two things that will happen. Either we split the 20 gig across 5 people, or 20 gig across 10 people. Anyone works. But that's what we have like proposed for it. Okay, but the idea, and then another thing about the competition is the prestige, right? So because we're going to give you some form of award, something you can use on social media, something really, really beautiful you can use on social media, that you built an application and you won a prize. And not just that alone, you're an upcoming mobile developer. It's something that can be really good for your LinkedIn. And moreover, I don't know, I've mentioned it before to you guys. I know that we have lots of entrepreneurs here. So while you're still learning these skills and learning a lot of things, right, please go ahead and still like try to grow your community, your network. It's called social capital, right? Great number of people that know you, great number of people that you know, right? So it's called social capital. Be available on LinkedIn. Every single tiny thing that you're learning, every single thing, every single achievement, you just woke up, mention it. Like use a lot of beautiful words to describe how positive you waking up means to you, and a lot of lessons that can be found within the fact that you woke up. So yes, like the idea is just make yourself seen. Yeah, because people won't buy from you if they don't know you. If they don't know you and believe that you represent something and you are someone of value, right, they won't patronize you, right? So just try to see how you can grow your social capital. Post on your WhatsApp status, post on your social media platforms. Don't say I don't like posting. Just post these things. We're not asking you to post your pictures. Just post your jobs, your works, and say nice things. Really, you will be amazed the number of people that have been watching and looking and finally trust that okay, you are really who you say you are. So that's it. Okay, so I think, how will you know a product designer? Okay, so we have a question from Chika. How will you know a product designer to select for a group? So I will do the matching, right? So we'll do the matching. So we know that in that community, right, in WhatsApp, we have lots of people who are product designers and who are still part of this program, right? So we will go ahead and then run a poll and see all the product designers, right? And then we will add one product designer to each project. That's like the idea. Uh, of course, I told you guys there'll be no rigging, so Heineck is not involved. Okay. All right. So I think that's it. Why are you guys talking about rigging? Okay. So which other one? All right, guys. I think that's gonna be the end of the class, and thank you very much for full participation and being active in the class. See you guys by 7 p.m. Have a great evening.